Overseas travel update. Things you need to know and do before you travel to another country. I'm based here in the Philippines, and a lot of it pertains to the Philippines and every other country as well. If you're going out of your country overseas, and come along on this walk as I walk Ramos Boulevard in Cebu City. Got a Spanish IPAR, I think, Spanish restaurant over there. Uh, anyway, number one, you're going to want to check the visa requirements. Now, the Philippines, most countries in the world, not all, there are a few that don't come under this, and it can change regularly. Most countries get a visa on arrival, which means you don't have to get a visa stamp in your passport prior to coming here. Israel, uh, India, there are a number of other countries that I think have to get a visa before arriving, and they get like a 60-day or something instead of a 30-day. But anyway, the Philippines has visa on arrival. I think Thailand has something somewhat similar for 30 days, and the Philippines gives you the first 30 days free uh, if you're one of those countries. You should have at least 6 months still remaining on your passport to come into the Philippines. That's important because you can get extensions in the Philippines on a tourist visa. You can get extensions up to 3 years, doing it at 1 month extension and 2 months extensions at a time. You want to check the health requirements. For instance, in the Philippines, I think if you visited a country that has yellow fever, you may be subject to certain vaccinations. Other than that, I don't think any other vaccinations are required at this point in time. Check with your airlines, find out what their rules and requirements are. In the Philippines, a lot of airlines won't let you board unless you show that you have either a returning or an ongoing flight out of the Philippines. And there's the debate about whether that has to be in the first 30 days of that visa or it can be a return flight like 5 months later, something like that. And a lot of times the airlines are responsible to return you to your home country if you don't have something like that. So they, in my experience flying in the Philippines, the airlines checked. You want to contact your banks and credit card companies and any other financial institutions. Let them know that you're going to be out of the country. And not only that, but when you get in that other country, you want to use an ATM or bank services and make sure that they work. I've got know several people who've come here, waited until they needed money, several weeks or a month later, because they came with quite a bit of cash, and their card didn't work, even though they had notified their bank. So when you get to that other country, use it right away. Take some cash out of an ATM, make sure that it's working, because it could take a couple days to get that straightened out. You also want to contact your cell phone company. Uh, Many of them, some of them in the U.S., in fact, have international calling plans. And because you don't want to be roaming on your home country plan, you could rack up thousands of dollars in debt. So you want to sign up, if you're going to keep that number, sign up for their international plan for a month. And I think several of the companies, they've got like $50 a month a plan, something like that. There's also such a thing as SIM cards. You can buy SIM cards in various countries, physical SIM cards to put in your phone, but there's such a thing as there are the companies that are offering eSIM cards now. It's a software that you put on your phone, and you can log in from different countries around the world using that. I'll do another video about that at some point in time. And say if you're interested in this type of content, consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comments always help the algorithms. There's other ways to support the channel. The first comment of every video, there's a PayPal, there's a Buy Me a Coffee. Under the lower left-hand corner, there's a join. I do deeper dives into some subjects. And over in the right-hand corner is I think a little heart-shaped thing to donate through YouTube, something like that. Anyway, yeah, so get a hold of your cell phone company. Make sure that you're on their international plan. Or put your plan on hold for a month if you're not going to use that plan. Like, I used T-Mobile here for a couple of months. They had an international plan. It used to be 30. I think it's like 50 now. But I had data and calling and texting for that. It was very slow data, but it worked for a couple months for me. Your money, if you're bringing US dollars or whatever you're bringing in, most money exchange places here in the Philippines, if there's any writing, if there's a tear, if it's old bill, old wrinkled bill, anything like that, they will not accept it. They will not exchange it. So best to get very, very new bills. My bank, before I came, they didn't have new bills, but we went through a stack of $100 bills and picked out the cleanest bills, and I didn't have any issues with that. I didn't meet, I think it was a Korean or Japanese couple the other day. They wanted to give me 100. They asked me if I could exchange it because there was something wrong with it. And I said, no, I don't want to get stuck with that. I've had that. I know of that experience, so I don't want that. And then when you get here in exchange, make sure you get small bills because a lot of people don't have change. So if they give you a stack of 1,000 peso bills at the money exchange places like this place, give 1,000 back and ask for smaller bills, 20s and 50s and even 10 peso coins, something like that. Otherwise, you'll be giving people large tips. And then understand customs. Different countries have different restrictions on what you can bring in. For instance, if you bring in more than $10,000 US dollars in cash into the Philippines, you have to declare anything up and above that, or it could be confiscated, and you don't want that. Yeah. Girl trying to sell me 3 little towels for 100 pesos, and I've been here 10 years, and yeah, it's nice to see they're out trying to make a little money, but it's illegal to give money to the people, but if you're buying something from them, it's not illegal. So that's a way around that. It's illegal to give money to the beggars, and then you give to one, and then a dozen others with their pack show up as well. Check the country you're going to. Check their requirements, because in the Philippines, and I know Thailand has a digital IT that you need to sign up for now. Other countries are going the same direction. The Philippines has what's called e-travel. In the airline, before you landed, they used to hand you like 3 slips of paper. One was are you declaring anything? One was a health slip, and one was just personal information, where you're going to be staying, contact information, that type of thing. Now you do all of that online. It's called etravel.gov, I believe. And I know Thailand has something very similar, digital ID. And if you don't fill that out, it's going to create delays when you get here. They do have a couple of computers set up at the airports, but you may be waiting behind several other people that also didn't fill that out, and you can do that up to 72 hours before your flight. I think before your flight or before your arrival in the Philippines. Forget exactly which one it is, but check those types of details out, and keep in mind all this stuff can change as well. And then check with the airlines what you can pack, what you can take on board with you, your carry-on, what has, like power banks have to be put in your carry-on usually, and they're limited in size and power that you can bring in your carry-on. They cannot be put in your checked baggage. Other types of items. Each country has their own list of what they allow you to bring into the country. So check those types of things. Here again, the Philippines has a rule that you're supposed to have an ongoing, either a return or ongoing airline ticket out of the country. And Philippine Airlines, on their website, it says within the first 30 days you get that 30-day visa on arrival for most countries. So check that out. You can buy what many call a throwaway ticket. Some airlines will, find a destination, a cheap destination for 40, 50, 60 bucks and just don't go on the flight. But some airlines will charge you extra if you don't show up for the flights, I have read. There's also a couple services where you can buy what they call throwaway tickets. And I'm not sure, I've heard there's scam companies out there doing the same thing. So just be careful if you're buying those types of things. If you're coming to the Philippines, it is, it's a new culture. The people they're friendly, they're welcoming, they're tolerant, but saving face, confrontation is a big no-no, not only here, but most Asian countries, most countries around the world. I mean, think about it. Confrontation is generally not going to get you very far, so, be nice. Smiles go a long way. Anyway, looking forward to your comments. Did I forget anything there? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for coming along. Safe travels, and we'll see you in the next video. This was a Sunday. A lot of places shut down on Sunday. See ya.